Good morning, or for some it may be good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to day 2 of the Global Cultural Symposium. And I'm going to introduce Nugroho Widi, who comes to us from Indonesia. Widi lives in Jakarta with his wife and 2 teenage sons, one of whom is in college and the other in high school. He graduated from Bogor Agricultural University. In Indonesian, it is Institute Pertanian Bogor, abbreviated as IPB. Earned a master's degree from the PPM School of Management in Jakarta and graduated from Ecclesia School of Theology, where he majored in Islamology. Widi is now already retired from PPM Management Institute. He's 55 years old, a descendant of the yellow race, a Christian, and stays active in church activities, piano music, and teaching. He is very interested in the original gospel of Jesus and how to spread this original gospel in Indonesian context. A reader of the Urantia Book since 1997, Widi has already translated the entire Urantia Book into the Indonesian language. How is that? And is currently in the revision process. Amazing. Widi's deepest desire is to build a strong and basic foundation for Urantia Book teachings and the faith of Jesus in Indonesia. So welcome, Widi.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let us start. But let me apologize if you heard something that is strange in your ears. This is my accent is maybe not better than you. Okay, I will do my best because I'm not in English language is not very often used in Indonesia. This is only third language. Okay, but okay, I have a lot of materials. And maybe we have a discussion, many discussion about religion, because Indonesia is a melting point of religion. You will see that later. Okay, this is Indonesia. Indonesia consisted of, this is this on archipelago. The width is more than 5,000 kilometers. That is about 3,000 miles. More than United States. So we have 17,000 islands, and the population is 270 million. We have 300 ethnic groups and 700 languages. How can this unite as a country? Okay, in this I will talk about this, the general politics and economy, the local culture and music, and the religion, ideology, and the Urantia Book, Indonesia. Okay. Indonesian politics often are pictured like this. This is from Bharatayuddha. This is a leather puppet. This is from India, actually. This is the good side. This is the bad side. Yeah, the Pandawa, the good side, the Kurawa, the good side. They have war, battle between good and bad. Okay. Before that, we have many parties in Indonesia because we are democratic country. So far, from surveys, we have about more than 70% are nationalists, and about 20% are Islamic parties. Okay, and maybe in this election, because we have election several in 17 April 17, we will have an election to, and the prediction is about 70% is nationalist parties. Okay, this is our president now, Joko Widodo, and his next vice president are head of ulama Indonesia, head of clerics of Indonesia. Yeah, and the other candidates are, this is an ex-general, former general, and a young man. The survey, the surveys is about this, about 55 against 35. Okay, then how about Indonesian economy? Okay, according to UACD, then Indonesian economy is growing at healthy rate. We have about GDP is about 1 trillion USD, and then growing 5% every year, stable. Yeah, our partner mostly are Asian countries, China, Japan, and other Asian countries. So we have, I think in terms of economy, we are good. Our Minister of Economy, a woman, is Mrs. Sri Mulyani, is awarded 3 times as the best economic minister in Asia Pacific. 3 years consecutive. She is very, very good economic minister. Okay, then, okay, next. So in the GDP, in nominal, we are number 16th in the world. Okay, next. But if we divide the GDP by the purchasing power parity or GDP per capita, we are number 7 in the world. That is the economy divided by the ability of people to purchase. So we are now member of G20 in the world. G20. Yes, we are number G20 in the world. Yeah, not bad. Okay. And the culture and the religion. Yes, I will tell you more about religion. The education first. The education. Okay, I will say that. Okay, improving. The social structure, social security also okay, improving every year. The woman is okay also. If we have no problem with women because Asian people are respecting women. We respect the woman, and our former president are women also. Then our health care and insurance, everything is growing also, no problem. But the main problem is in religion, because that it is connected directly with the history of religion coming to Indonesia. came to the first religion who came to Indonesia is Hinduism, long time ago. Then Buddhism, then Islam, and then other religion also come, and then Christianity also. They are mixed. They are and happen some mix. And the last is coming is the radical and political Islam coming also. Okay. Yeah. The moderate and traditional Islam have the main organization of moderate Islam in Indonesia is the name is Nahdlatul Ulama and NU. Okay. Okay. Next. Religion in Indonesia mostly are Islam. They have about 230 millions of Indonesians are Islam. Christian are, yeah, like this, only about 10%. And Hindu and Buddhism and other. Okay. Next. So in Indonesia there are many branches of Islam in Indonesia. The first is this is the moderate Islam here, and this is also moderate, tend to be moderate Islam, but there is this black one, the radicals, also coming to Indonesia, and makes problem also in Indonesia. Not only in Western countries, Indonesia we have big struggle between the moderates against the radicals, between the radicals against Christians, between the radicals against the Hindus. Yes, okay. They intend to build a Islamic system and Sharia that will be a big change in Indonesia. It will happen. It is if it is happen. Okay. And then about Indonesian ethnic groups. This is Indonesian ethnic groups. This is Indonesia. I will tell the Indonesia first, and the island first. The main island in Indonesia is the small island here. This is the Java. It consists the West Java and Central Java and East Java. This is our capital city, Jakarta. And there are two main ethnic groups who live in this island. In this island is small, but more than 50% of Indonesian population is inside this island. The second is Sumatra, yeah, and the third is Kalimantan, then Sulawesi and Papua, and this little island is Bali. Have you went to Bali? Bali? Have you heard about Bali? Yeah, this is a top tourist attraction there. This is Bali, small. Okay, why we can unite as a nation? We have a philosophy here, unity in diversity. We call it Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. This Bhinneka Tunggal. The meaning in English is exactly unity in diversity. This is our philosophy. So Indonesians has been united since empire long time ago, but also had endured colonialism from Dutch colonialism, and emerged again as a nation 1945. One language. We introduced one language, the Bahasa Indonesia. One nation, one country. And we have a foundation named the Pancasila, the 5 foundation of country. And how about the ethnic groups? The biggest ethnic groups in Indonesia are Javanese. They live in the Java area, Java Island, Central and East Java. They are more about 41%. And then the second is Sundanese, 15%. Then the rest are too much to too much. Okay, next. Yeah, maybe how we can unite, why ASEAN can unite like that, because maybe the first from Urantia Book that the yellow man has developed a fraternal spirit, so together we are strong. So let us together and defend our country, defend our life, okay? And we are more peaceful in the nation. Then yes, we are peaceful. If you come to Indonesia, especially to Bali, you can talk to everyone in the street, on the street, talk in English, they will answer in English. So they can, and they respect visitors very much. So let's come. Okay, the first, before that, okay, sorry. Yes, I will. This is the main ethnic groups. Okay, the first is Javanese. This is a Javanese wedding ceremony, like this. Very like a kingdom, yeah. Like a kingdom where there are dancers, yeah. Javanese people are 95 million. Japanese. They have a culture like this. Okay. If you want to listen to their music,
yeah.
Sure. Okay, this is. This is from YouTube, so.
What do you call that instrument? Instrument. What do you call it?
This is the instrument is called gamelan. This orchestra. Why it cannot? Okay, wait for. Maybe we can try from the middle. Okay, play. Okay, no problem. Next, I think. And We have also traditional puppet show. Okay, let's play that. Yeah. Yes.
The video.
I cannot play it. Don't know. This is actually a scene of battle. We cannot play. I don't know. It cannot play. Okay, it's okay. That's it. Later.
Very peaceful.
Okay. Next. This is a Sudanese people. They are 37 million. Let's hear their music. Okay. Very peaceful.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Okay, then next, Indonesian Chinese. We have about 10 million Indonesian Chinese who live scattered, distributed around Indonesia, usually in big cities. But they are occupying the Chinatowns, the market and stores along the main street and in big and small cities. Practically the Indonesian Chinese are running Indonesian economy. Indonesian Chinese. But they are born in Indonesia. They cannot talk Chinese. They talk the local language, and they talk local language like Japanese, Indonesian, like myself. I can talk Japanese. That is my mother language. And then Indonesian language. And they are also usually Christians or Catholics. Yeah. They are assimilated slowly with majority of Indonesian people. Assimilated. Okay. This is from Sumatra. People from Aceh. This the north Sumatra. It's about 20 million. Okay. This is from Kalimantan. Remember how big island in the middle. The Dayak tribe, about 8 million. Okay. And then the North Sulawesi. Okay. This is Balinese. This is their wedding. The belly dancer.
Colorful.
Yeah, they are colorful. They are like colorful, very colorful. Okay. And then we have in Papua also the black people also. Yes, the indigo race. We have also in the eastern part of Indonesia. So it's very diverse people. Okay. Then this is batik. This is our national shirt. I wear it also now. Batik.
Very well known.
Okay. So influence of religion in Indonesia. The first is Hinduism. Remember that Bali is only little island, but all of their population are Hindus. They are Hindus, and they built the biggest monument of Hindu monument in the world. This 24 story. Yeah, just finished that. This is a Hindu deity Vishnu. Yeah, riding the legendary bird Garuda.
Yeah,
Garuda is the
the big bird.
yeah, this big bird. Okay. And this story from India's Hinduism. Hindu is from India. We have the little puppet show like this. This is usually stories about kingdoms and the bad and the good side and the struggle between kingdoms to dominate each other, like that. Okay. We have music in Indonesia, genre of music. I want to play it.
Is there a link? Okay. We'll try.
This is for public dancing. This is for bongo. I don't know why the video cannot play here. Oh, okay, no problem. Let it. Okay, no problem. Let it play for some time.
I'm sorry. We'll just keep going forward. It's
No, going. Play again, I think. Okay, okay, and then the next religion in Indonesia who came to Indonesia is Buddhism. Also, they have the biggest monument of Buddhism in the world. Yes, actually, this 120 meters across in width and the length. This is stones, all stones, and they have they carve reliefs from on stones on all its wall, thousands of episodes from Buddhism, thousands of episodes. Okay, this consisted of several levels. This is on the upper level. The Buddha meditate inside stupas, meditation. Okay, this is the levels of Borobudur. The first level tells about a story of human beings in karma cycle. Then the second level is about Buddha Gautama. Buddha Gautama, the founder of Buddhism, who have previously have a life as an animals, and then he as a human being, and then receive enlightenment. And the third level, fourth and fifth, is another person. Who is that? The name of this person who are depicted, who are in this upper level is Sudana. Sudana. Okay. Who is Sudana? Okay. Level 3 until 4 is stories about Sudana, the founder. He is the founder of Buddha Mahayana. Buddha Mahayana. So this big monument is about Buddha Mahayana stories, Buddha Mahayana religion. Okay. Buddha Mahayana is Mahayana tradition is the largest major tradition of Buddhism existing today, with 53% of world practitioners, including Chan Buddhism, Korean Seon, Japanese Zen, Pure Land, Nichiren, and Vietnamese Buddhism. So this is the reliefs. This is only one episode. There's 1,000 episodes in that building. That's okay. Then this is Sudana. Okay. Sudana with a journey to visit many teachers in the world. Okay. Then who is Sudana? He lived in early 1st century AD. Early 1st century AD. In India or Pakistan, India, and a son of a merchant. His version of Buddhism is different than original Buddha Gautama. A real different, because he introduced a personal God. Buddha has no personal God. Buddha Gautama taught no personal God. The name of the personal God is Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha. Yes. And Amitabha is a bodhisattva who presides over a pure land and the west of the universe. Yeah. The name Amita is infinite, Abba is light. Sometimes I think about Amita Abba, ABBA. It become infinite Father.
Infinite Father.
Yeah.
Father.
I think about it now. The Buddha level, the Bodhisattva state, can be attained in a single lifetime. Who is Bodhisattva? Bodhisattva are enlightened beings like us, human being, who can attain the state to have special spiritual powers and can thus help other beings. Bodhisattva works among planets and stars, moving around planet and stars. And they have also a heaven place. So there is the Pure Land Buddhism. Okay, the question is, who is Sudana? Sometimes I think about the story in the Urantia Book about Gonot and Ganit, a young son, a young man who dared to propose to his master, let us meet a new religion. Wow. Maybe. Could be. Okay. Okay. Next, I think so. I think. Next.
That is after this?
No?
Yeah, that's right after.
Yeah. Then Islam. Yeah. This is Islamic dress code. Since about 10 years ago, 10 years or 20 years ago, 20 years ago, yes, Indonesia is there are I call it that a rise of religious sentiment in Indonesia, especially among the Muslims. Fashion is more Islamic. Islamic dress code has become trendy, and hijab and robe are more common. It is more resembling Middle East people. Yeah, girls and students in school wear the hijab. More than half of Indonesian women now use the Islamic dress code. Okay, polygamy also shows up
On the rise.
on the rise. Some leaders have several wives. Islamic music and song from Middle East are also the rise. Yeah, and next. The rise of political Islam, if you can imagine the situation and in the time of Jesus, maybe you can imagine the situation in Indonesia also. Yeah. There are rising in radical. Even the Islam and the Muslims are divided into several groups: radicals, the moderates, the secular, like the time of Jesus also. Then the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Sufi. Okay. The political Islam was rising during 2000 until about 2017, 2 years ago. The sermons in mosques are often made very political and racist. Very political. Their party won many electorates. The top apex of their effort was their successful effort to defeat a governor. The name of governor is Basuki Cahayapurnama or Ahok, the governor of Jakarta. You see? Sorry.
7 minutes.
Okay. This is the radical political clerics. Next. Yeah, they gather in the center of Jakarta, 500,000. You see this flag? The flag of ISIS. They want to defeat a governor. This governor is a Chinese, a Christian, a very excellent as an administrator of the city. He can solve many problems of Indonesia, Jakarta's problem. But Ahok went to jail 2 years, but he yeah. But this success, the Ahok is coming down, but the success become a stumbling block for them because the people know that they use religion as a means to achieve political target. The radicals use religion and racism. Truly. They're using insults, hoax, lies, terrors, and other evil tactics in the name of God. Ahok was jailed, but his popularity is strong. He is excellent and proven administrator and anti-corruption leader. He is a socialist with a positive attitude toward Muslims. He was released from prison in last January, and still has many followers, and remains a big influence in Indonesian politics. I think this is a lesson for Indonesian people about the evil of religion, fanaticism, and racism. The Most High rules nation, I believe this. Okay, then they are declining. They are declining from 2018 until present, and the provincial election, the political Islam parties were defeated in many provinces by the nationalists and the moderates. The Islamic Party failed to perform good governance and progress. Yeah. Their bet is because they are attacking the government, organizing people in efforts to pressure the government, as you see, but their leader is now on the run and lives in Arab Saudi. Okay, I see the most Muslims slowly going back to be moderate. The moderate Islamic organizations are powerful once again. Okay, with the decline of political Islam, there are new developments. The Islamic Sufism or Tariqah or spiritual, and they practice spiritual and religious practices. Tariqah is a more spiritual Islam. It's a school and order of Sufism. This is growing now in Indonesia. They are more spiritual. They, if you talk with them, the followers of Tariqah, it is easier to talk about the thought juster, the spirit inside. Yes, it's because their teaching is inner teaching, about the inner mind. Okay, so there are two new directions. First, a trend toward moderate and spiritual teaching, and second, the purification of religion from politics and commerce. Finally, the clerics are they try to purify their mosque from politics. Yeah. This is not big, okay. But can Christianity win in Indonesia against Islam? This is one probability. This is my personal experience also about Islam, the meeting between Christianity and Islam. The first, Muslims usually cannot accept the central teaching of Christianity, which is original sin and redemption. They already have Idul Fitri, the celebration of day of new and sinless state of life after fasting all the month of Ramadan. They do not need any redemption by the blood of Christ. This is a big first problem. Christianity is focusing on the divinity of Christ, but Islam wants the human Jesus. Jesus is a human, they said, although he is special. Muslims have Allah, the one and the only God. So the human Jesus is the approach to Islam. Okay, then Muslims hate the symbol of church, the cross. They hate that symbol. They believe Jesus was ascended alive to God, and the end of age, Jesus himself will destroy this symbol, let alone Christ hang on it. God forbid, they do not want to die like that. Christianity is seen as a religion of Westerners, including all the church traditions, Saint Valentine, Santa Claus, Christmas, and snow. We never see snow. Christianity rarely teach the gospel of Jesus about the facts of spirit within, but salvation through faith in Christ Jesus. Muslims, especially Tariqah and moderates, do and can accept the original gospel from this spirit inside. They do not reject that there is a spirit of God within and a loving God, because they experience it like we also, like us, all human beings. Then Trinity doctrine cannot be explained satisfactorily by Christians. This teaching is unreasonable. Then the moderate clerics already taught good morality and good deeds to attain heaven. So they argue religions are the same. We do not need to change our religion. And besides that, radical clerics taught that living Islam is equivalent to hell. Everybody who lives Islam is going to hell. So do not live Islam. Yeah. Yes, in my opinion, unless the Christian adapt their dogmas to Islam, Christianity will gain progress, but limited. Okay. This is evolution of religion, according to me. First level is a polytheism level. Yeah, polytheism level. Then came out the religion of law. First, in the Jewish religion, and Jesus transformed this religion of law become religion of spirit. This is different, very different. This is polytheism, this is monotheism, this is religion of spirit, higher. The Arabs did something the same, like the Jewish. Muhammad found the original Islam, which is almost the same like Jewish religion also. Yeah. And there come the influence from Christianity, and Christianity also itself is, I think, is degradation from the religion of Jesus. This is a degradation because of influence of beliefs from Europe and from the religion of law, the Jewish religion. Yeah. Where are the moderate Islam? Moderate Islam practice in Indonesia is a mix of Sufism and Sharia. This is from the first original influence from Christianity and religions of India and East Asia, Hindu, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. Better. I think this better the original than the original. Islam in Indonesia is peaceful. The moderate Islam. But there comes the radical and political Islam. This, I think, from Egypt and Middle East. This is new development. They want the same, like ISIS. They want to build on the same kingdom, like, yeah, like the. Okay. So, how? Okay. How? Okay, quick. How we can talk and about the Urantia Book to Muslim? Tariqah is the good doorway to approach Islam. Yeah, they believe the spirit within also, and focusing on inner and mind. The gospel entry points are very basic. I usually talk to my friends from Muslims. Using the first, they have the first prayer. The name is Basmalah. Basmalah is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. God, the merciful, most loving and most merciful. I always talk it. God is good. God is loving. God is merciful. And they listen. Then God is spirit also. He sends His spirit inside you. So there is God's spirit inside you. There is spirit of God in every human being. God is spirit. He maintains direct communication with us through this spirit within. Yeah, like our phone, like our smartphone. Yeah, we download it, Facebook, and through this application we can directly communicate with the server. Like that. Simple like that. This spirit helps us to make us more spiritual, have better values in life. And success in life and eternal life, survival is if you obey the command and from inside you. Yeah, the gospel is very simple. But they think this is too simple. They think that the religion is very complicated system, standard operating procedure. If you must pray like that, you must pray like this. Yeah, very procedural. And how we can talk to Christians? Christians are the main readers and Urantia books in Indonesia. Not much, but so far the main readers of UB in Indonesia are Christians. Yeah, they easier to understand a spiritual religion because gospel of Jesus already embedded within the Bible. I can talk about Gospel of Jesus from only the Bible, using John chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 15. Okay. This is for, in my opinion, we must concentrate on this, concentrate on Christians, because we can help them to regenerate their religion, the Christian teaching, help them to be better, yeah, to more dominant in the world. We must help them. Okay. And then this is the plan for next next Urantia book is finishing and printing the Urantia book in Indonesian language and support it with a formal the Urantia book Indonesia website, a blog for contents on wiki, something like that, and Twitter and Facebook group discussion, because in Indonesia internet is already used by many people. Okay, and the presentations, I will use the way Jesus did in Rome, approaching the leaders and talk to them. Okay, I think. Yeah.
Questions?
Yes. So we'll begin with questions for Widi,
Yeah.
who did a beautiful job.
Could you stop sharing so we can use that?
Oh, okay. I can do that. It's just okay.
Want me to do that?
That's about good. All right. Alrighty, so who's got our first question? Okay. Carol?
So you didn't tell us much about education. What is the literacy rate in Indonesia? Do they teach English, for example, in schools and universities? Thank you.
Indonesian education, especially English are mandatory. So every school student learn English. Okay.
So
no problem. But it's different then. When they read the Urantia book, they do not understand it.
Okay, so if
Really?
we were to travel to Indonesia and speak English, they should understand us, right?
They will understand.
Okay.
Talk to the more educated people, they will understand.
Thank you.
Can you explain why it is important to print the book physically?
First, all the emails coming to me always asking for printed version, Indonesian version. I don't know why, but Indonesian like to, they do not like to learn in train or bus. That do not. They want to have the physical books.
Just to follow follow up then, is there a difference between those who are younger, maybe being more on the electronics versus older, or is it just across the board that people want to have a physical book?
Yeah, the only electronic on devices, the electronic devices cannot. We cannot read the books on electronic devices. Simple. This book is too complicated to be read on electronic. Sometimes it's very difficult to find any pages on electronic. And this is consisted of text only. Digital devices is not for the text. It's not for text. Usually for any media, other medias, not text. The first and the complete translation must be on books. And this is a complete version. It's very difficult to learn from the digital version.
Yeah, the Sufi group of Muslim. How big are they? And are they also in the moderate Muslim? Do they? I know that those are separate, very spiritual, but they also go to other Muslim groups aside from their own.
Our groups in Bandung area, yeah. they approach the other Muslim also, yeah. But because there's no printed books, this is a problem also. Yeah, Indonesians, Muslims, the Muslim in our groups is in Bandung area is also from Sufism also, Sufism group also. So they are limited also, small groups. I have no groups in Jakarta. We are separated by in many cities. Difficult.
Okay, in terms of influence in Indonesia, how much of an influence is the spiritual Muslim, the Sufis, compared to the other two? Are they minimal or?
They're still small. I think.
Very small.
Not very big influence. But there is a new trend. After they are, after the people saw everything in Islam and the using politics and religion, they want something that is better than the formal Islam like now today.
Next question.
So, as I understand, the book is ready to be printed, or you must finish the second revision.
This is in revision process. I don't know when it will be ready to be printed. I've tried to revise it twice. Not yet. I'm not yet satisfied with the result. I need to, I need other people to review and revise so the book.
Do you have other people who can help you?
Yes, there are.
Okay. Another question about the Urantia Book Readers Group in Indonesia. How much?
Urantia Book Readers are still very limited in Indonesia. Maybe not more 100. Very limited.
How you're in a By email or by
by
phone?
email. By email.
Okay. Have you done any meetings with the Urantia book readers?
Yeah. In the group in Bandung area, in the Bandung city, they have a meeting also. But not very often. It's very limited in Indonesia. We need, I think, after all the presentation, I think that the most important in Indonesia starting point is in the translation itself, because anyway we cannot understand the English version. Cannot understand.
Last question. Is it hard to travel
Yeah.
through the Indonesia?
Imagine to travel in the U.S. It is, yeah, this is islands. We are using small plane, boats. Yeah, and expensive, of course. Expensive. Yeah.
Yes. There. Okay. See. Okay. How much of the women population are working in Indonesia? Are they working mothers, working women? Do you know the percentage?
Oh, I don't know, but sure, there are many women in the working, and women issues is no problem for Indonesia. No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to pass it over?
The Urantia book doesn't use the cross as a symbol. It uses the Trinity government standard, or the standard of Michael, as a symbol. Do you think that will make it more acceptable to people? Although it obviously has the teachings of Jesus, but different symbolism. Well, you said people, the Muslims, for example, find the cross, the cross of...
They don't like the cross.
Yes, but the Urantia book doesn't have that as a symbol. So I'm saying, would you think that would make it more acceptable? It's got different symbolism.
Yeah, it will. Not use the cross. Muslims.
You mentioned the Javanese was the biggest group of people, 41%, and the Sudanese were the second group. Are they more Muslim or Christian, or is it half? Does it work?
Yeah, they all are Muslims. Almost all are Muslims. Sudanese are more, almost all are Muslims. Javanese are more open to Christianity. Yeah, Javanese, the biggest group, are more open to Christianity, because there are some cities in Java that is Christian are more than Muslims. Yeah. Muslims in Indonesia is about 85%.
Get some friends, Indonesian friend, and she was saying that Chinese, maybe with Chinese blood, around 30%. You said only 10, very few. Is that
10 million?
10 million, but how about the mixed race, like Chinese with the locals, the natives?
Yeah.
I mean, would you say it's a lot more than that?
Yes. The slowly assimilated, because Indonesian people are brown race. It is a mixture between yellow and red. Okay, then our ancestor came from China also, southern China. So a lot of Indonesians are descendants of Chinese. But the Indonesian Chinese I talk is this is the new migrant to Indonesia, new migrant, not the brown race. The brown race is Indonesians. They are brown. Their skin are brown. Their eyes are brown.
If I remember well, there are nearly 700 different languages in Indonesia, right? And you said that English is mandatory in all the schools, but people is not able to really understand and read in English. So is Indonesian a language that's spoken by all the Indonesian,
Yeah.
all the Islos? Yeah.
Our local language, according to survey, are 700, but it is diminishing, and it's now maybe it's still 70 languages, local languages. But we have Bahasa Indonesia. This is our national language. Every Indonesian can speak Indonesian, Bahasa Indonesia.
Translating the book is good enough for all the Indonesians.
Yes.
It's going to be accessible.
Not
for
only
all.
for Indonesia, for Singaporean and for Malaysian.
Okay,
They can understand Indonesian language.
good. Thank you.
When I look at the presentation, you have, I don't know the name of these, the idols, these mega structures, if I may say. This bird, this
Temples.
Hindu temple?
Yes, and this
And the Buddhist.
the Buddha. Yes, to me, I think, from my perspective, I think it's like a competition between the two, the various religions that are there. That everyone wants to show that mine is bigger than the other. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And in that line, I'm thinking, if you introduce the Urantia Book in this place, would they also ask for how big is this? That is one. And the second is, I want to know how, what is the shift between religions if you have a rate?
Yeah.
Shift?
A shift in terms of, if I'm Catholic or Christian, can I shift easily?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. First, Islam, Indonesian Islam is already assimilated teaching from Hindu and Buddhist. So they have the moderate Islam. Moderate, yeah, moderate Islam. In Indonesia have, yeah, assimilated. They have the teaching. Yes, there are many influences from Hindu and Buddhism. About the Hindus building in Bali, that is for tourism also, of course. Tourism. It's not because they want to make it better, bigger than other religion. And then Buddhism in Indonesia is declining because the Buddhism is only their followers are only Chinese, usually Chinese, and Chinese now in Indonesia more attracted to Catholic and Christianity. How about the shift between religion? Yeah, many are convert from Islam to Christian. Many convert from Christian to Islam. There's two ways. Yes, because the main Islam itself, the moderate Islam itself, has many influence from other religions. So they have assimilated the influence from Christianity also. So people can choose. Okay.
Questions. The first one will be about the woman. You mentioned that the dress code from the Muslim woman is getting trendy.
Yeah.
It's like it's getting trendy, or is an obligation for a woman, even if they are not Muslim, to wear like that?
I see as a fashion, but it is obligatory in the Muslim, in Islam, obligatory. But women are more ethic. They have more ethical in including in fashion. So they are using hijab in the formal occasions, and then they do not use hijab in daily life. Yeah, but many Indonesian women are still not using that. Some
so
are.
The liberty to not use.
Yeah.
The women have the liberty to
Yes, yes, they have the liberty to use. This is ethical problem, ethical issues also. Only, not obligatory.
Okay. My second question will be about the Papua people.
Yeah.
What is the percentage of these people? And I heard also that I've reading many news that the people have been discriminated and killed many times. Are they being integrated? What is the status of these people?
No. Indonesian, we have a special place for indigo race also. They can become minister. They can, no problem, I think. To Indonesian have no problem with the indigo race. We are already very diverse, very diverse.
And what is the religion
The Papua, most Papua are Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but most of them are converted to Muslims recently. Yeah, most of them. But still, the majority of Papua people are Christians.
So I'm struck by what you first said in terms of unity and diversity. And with your presentation, I'm struck by how women are treated and how good the education is and how you all seem to get along, and politically you have these leaders, and you mentioned that the problem is with religion right now. And it seems to be just the radical Muslims that seem to have put a real wrench in the system. It sounds like it can move from Christian to Muslim, and you can integrate this, or it can go from Muslim to Christian, that there really is a very comfortable crossing of boundaries in Indonesia. And the sense that the radical Muslim is now decreasing, that it's now.
I believe that.
So as that decreases, I'm wondering if you see any other problems on the horizon. It just sounds like without that, it would be really a smooth move. Is there anything you see beyond the radical Muslim situation that gives you pause or gives you concern in terms of literally bringing these teachings to Indonesia?
I see that the political struggles here now is will be ended sometimes in after the election this month, and after that I see that there will be no big problem to us to talk to the Muslim, the moderate Muslim, of course. Even the radicals, I don't have any problem to talk to them. Even to Christians, yes, no problem. Because if you use the Jesus approach, the gospel of Jesus approach is safe. You have no problem whatsoever.
I got two questions. One is, I know in Cambodia they have this big Buddhist temple too, right? Angkor Wat. Which is bigger? I'm just wondering. You said the Indonesian is bigger?
Yes, this is bigger. This is
okay.
one single with bigger.
Oh, okay. In terms of structure.
In terms of structure, not in the terms of followers. Yeah. In Indonesia, the followers of Buddhism are declining. Right. This is from the 9th century.
Another question I have, because I have a cousin who's a miner who went to Indonesia, and I was asking about the indigo race there, the Papua, and he said the indigo race there, when they tested the genetics, is the opposite of the indigo in Africa. It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. So I'm just wondering if you know about that, but that's what he told me, so I really don't know. So it's the same indigo, but very different in terms of the genetics. So I don't know, maybe some of you can research on that. That's interesting. Just a comment.
The next question?
I had one more question. Could you please ask it for me?
I can't.
Is there any religious persecution, especially from the Muslim radicals?
Yes, radical Muslim.
Is there any religious persecution, especially from the radicals?
Yes, radical Muslims are persecuting the church, the Christians. Yeah, terrorism is the #1 threat in Indonesia. We are used to.
So they kill?
Yes, they kill. They kill. They use bombing. They even enter the church and using knives, everything. But no problem. It's smaller. I think that
the yellow race.
the yellow race is no problem. This is it's small in if we compare to what happened in New Zealand some times ago. Use the automatic gun machine. Automatic gun machine, automatic rifle is prohibited in Indonesia. You cannot have your own pistols or something like that. It's prohibited. You cannot have your arms.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. On time? Then Sandra?
What's about the technologies? I mean, is internet far spread in the country?
Yeah, internet is spreading very fast. More smartphone and TV cable TV. We have millions in Indonesia subscribers. 80% Indonesia are smartphone users. So internet, no problem. We built extensive internet connection in Indonesia. Yeah, that's because the China is growing. We are growing. We are depending on China. Asia is depending on China, Japan, and Australia also depending on Japan and on China. So in the world there is three big block: Asia, America, and the Europe. I know that because I trader of forex trader, so I know the influence of economic influence, very big influence.
Big competition.
Competition between three blocks.
So, in general, how wealthy Indonesian people? In general, what is about the wealth?
The well-being, the wealth. Yeah, we have introduced jobs. We have unemployment is about 7%. It's not difficult to find job. Yeah, and then also we have a social security. We have still growing and improving, and health security, health insurance also for public.
It's about what you mentioned from being the biggest terrorism, the biggest threat in Indonesia. Can you explain? I mean, if you say the biggest threat are like bombings, exploring, how often? How is that also decreasing now that radical Islam is decreasing?
The number is decreasing now in several years. The number is decreasing because the hard work of military and the police. They have the good intelligence to detect the terrorists, so the number is declining. But the threat is actually the religion. The radicals, they can break this country because people will hate each other according to religion. This is the danger of radical Muslims. They can break a country. Yeah, they can break the unity that also. Even me and my neighbor, we can hate each other because of religion.
Any further questions?
Well then, thank you so very much for your presentation.